I guess these technical difficulties kind of happen when you're amateurs and learning as you go, but we're back live. Our catfish is doing what it's supposed to be doing. And meanwhile, while that's going, we're going to start our gravy, which we're going to do. And we're going to use, I'm just going to eyeball it. That's some oil. The specifics will be in the recipe itself when I post it online. And we're going to let the oil get hot for the gravy. We're going to let this kind of get brown. And as you can see, our sauteed onions, bell peppers are getting tender. And you just want to kind of get a little brown crisp on the catfish. So I know my back is turned on this one a little bit, but trying to work both of them at the same time. Still the same concept. So I hope everybody is being safe, staying 6 feet apart, staying home if you can, like me, and staying occupied, finding something to do to kill some time while we're stuck in the house. I'm trying to make good use of my time doing stuff that I like to do. I hope I haven't saw my good friend out there, Sandra, yet. This is her favorite meal she loves. So, okay, oops, I got a baby bottle malfunction over here. Okay, so now that our oil is getting a little hot, you're going to sprinkle a little bit of flour. This is one of those old school grandma gravy recipes. Very easy, very simple to me. And if you want a white gravy or brown gravy, dark gravy, you can always control the color of the gravy that you want by how long you keep it on. And because I've done this so many times, I don't have to measure to know what it's supposed to look like, but by being able to see it live, at least it gives you an idea of what your gravy should look like when you're in the process of making it. That's the one thing that I do like about videos that you can watch with making a recipe, because you get a true idea of what your recipe is supposed to look like, what's the process of it, and that. Now, when you prepare your catfish in the oven, you cover it in a pan, which I'll show you a demonstration of that as well. Then once it comes out of the oven, you uncover it, you pour your drippings, which I'm kind of ahead. You pour your drippings in a bowl, and you use that to start your gravy. And once because I've already prepared that a little bit earlier, I'm going to end up putting them all together. I wanted you guys to see how it was being done on top of the stove as opposed to doing it in the oven. Most of the time I usually broil the fish, cover it, broil it, and then uncover it and brown it, and then make a gravy on top and take the juices and add them to the gravy. And of course, depending on how much juice you get from your meal that you prepared in the oven, that'll have a lot to do with, if you need to add some water, if you need to add some broth. That's why I have the bouillon here. That helps you with a little bit of seasoning. But you're going to eventually add the gravy to the fish and put it back in the oven. So this we're going to do together, and once this gets pretty brown, so this catfish is done. As you can see, it's falling apart, but it is getting a little brown on the other side. Gravy, you have to stir it consistently. until you get it to where you want without burning it. I like it to be a little extra brown. So the key to it is just stirring and make sure that it doesn't stick. And once you get it to that temperature, and if it's your first time doing it, have your fire a little low so you can control what's going on. And like I said, I've done this so many times that, I kind of know pretty much how it's supposed to look like. And one of the reasons why I chose to make gravy today is because there's a lot of people that do not make homemade gravy. And when I see people using packaged gravy, I'm like, okay, that is the most easiest thing to make. But I understand now everybody does not know how to prepare gravy. So this is the fish that I prepared in the oven. Same recipe, same everything. It's just one was prepared on top, one was prepared in the oven. And I've already browned this one, drained the juice from it. And now I'm going to add this to it. And I'm going to add a little bit of water to this so that we get all the juices. And you definitely have to keep an eye on your gravy. Even though an antique like me, you still got to keep an eye on your gravy because gravy is something you can burn it and you got to start all over again. But we're not going to do that today. So, as you can see, it's getting brown. Now, if I wanted a light brown gravy, I probably would go with just this, but we're going to make this a little bit browner. And I'm going to take this juice that came from the cooked on top, and I'm going to add it to this mixture as well. I'm going to turn on my blower. Hopefully it doesn't make it too noisy, because when you put the gravy, the water mixture in with the gravy, it is going to get a little bit smoky in here, a little smoky. So, it's hot. Obviously you can see I'm a cook. I have those antique fingers. So now that we've done that, as you can see, the gravy is thickening. And we're going to add a little more of the gravy from the fish. And we're going to let that, and we can turn our fire down now. I think it's done doing its thing there now. And it's thickening up, and we're just going to add more water until we see that the gravy is getting to the texture that we want it to be. Let me take a look over here. I see we have Reggie. Hey, Monica. And I see I got my girl on there. Maria, MJ. And see the gravy's kind of getting its texture, if you can see that. And, I have an aunt, whenever I make gravy, she always freezes it, and I just still can't understand. She's seen me make it 1,000 times. I can't understand why she always freezes gravy. So we're going to add just a little more water, because as you know, if you've made homemade gravy before, it has a tendency to thicken once it thickens as it sits. So now if you don't want to use water and you don't think that your juice is seasoned enough, you can always add a can of chicken bouillon, and you can add the broth, or you can use the loose bouillon and add it to season up your gravy. And so here we have, this is a nice creamy texture gravy. have that. And that should do it. And then we're going to bring our pan over here. And that's a nice textured gravy. Not too watery, you know, not too thick. And then you are going to put it in the oven. This is actually a very quick meal you can make at dinner time at night, because it doesn't really take that long. And you can use, I've used sway, I've used basa, I've used different fishes. I've never done catfish though, believe it or not. And catfish is one of my favorite fish, but I've never made it smothered filleted. And you're just going to pour that on top. And of course you could serve this with a fresh vegetable, or you could serve it with rice, or you could also serve it on top of mashed potatoes, you know, whatever your preference is. So you want to just make sure that all the fish is covered. And then you're going to take that and put it in the oven for about 5 or 10 minutes, and then you take it out. Doesn't take that long, and I already have the oven on, so it's not going to take that long, because the oven is already hot. You just want it to kind of marinate. Cover it, and then we're going to slide it into the oven. Slide that in there. It's going to cook for a little bit. And again, I want to thank everyone for watching Sherry Yummy Recipes. And also, you know, don't forget to follow, subscribe, and to, I'll start a fire here. Oops, sorry. Don't forget to follow, subscribe, and make any comments below if there's something special that you'd like for me to take a tackle at to make. And again, this has been a great experience for me. And again, thank everybody for tuning in. Hope you're continuing to stay safe and all that good stuff, as I will do the same. Until then, stay tuned until my next video. Thank you for watching.